What's up, guys? I'm SaltEMike, and this is your Star Citizen Week in Review for October 3rd, 2022. It's October, and while 3.18 is not a thing, the cargo refactor is definitely becoming a point of contention, and yeah, I have to go to work today, so all that and more on today's Week in Review. And as always, if this is your first week in review, this is where I take all the official Star Citizen news each week and throw it into one video. I also live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/SaltEMike, starting at 6:30 a.m. Eastern time every day but Monday, so I can get this video out to you guys. I have no time, so let's get into the patch notes updates right now. And for those updates, 3.18 was announced as delayed for its Evocati release, and I will say that they're still aiming for that mid-November release. As of now, that's what we know, but I'm not convinced that there won't be some kind of delay at some point in the future, and maybe get a 3.17.4 or something like that. And yes, I said .4 because .3 is in Evocati right now, and I think a lot of people are thinking that this is the culprit for the delay for 3.18 and thinking that they're never going to get it. We talked about the Halloween event last week. That's all this probably is. No big deal. I just want to say that this little update is all I ever asked for. The one about 3.18. The, hey, it's coming up to that day where it's the end of September. We don't have the patch for you. And here's why. Great, great, great communication. We also had Roadmap Roundup this week, and if you look at release view for 3.18, you'll see very few committed cards. But we're quite a ways from mid-November, although they've been working on 3.18 for nearly 6 months now. So it's a weird situation. You would think things are committed, but I kind of think they're holding their cards close to their chest, as a lot of things are touching PES, or PES is working with a lot of items in the game, nearly everything. So it's having a big effect on 3.18 and a lot of the features in the game, as well as features that aren't related to 3.18 in the game. So anyway, the Daymar crash site and the PTV racetrack are committed for 3.18 whenever we get to play it. For video updates this week, we had ISC Q3 follow-up, and I just want to make sure that it's clear that they touch on everything that was talked about 3.18. So they are not going to be touching on the cargo refactor, and a lot of people are not happy about that, and I understand that. That will be after Citcon. But again, 3.18 is nowhere in sight, so I don't know. You know, like at this point, I throw my hands up. The cargo refactor is something that was supposed to be in 3.17. We should have a general idea of what's going on, but hey, whatever. So they start out with rivers, and they're going to be adding cliffs to those rivers. The PTV racetrack is next, which is just little exploits and bugs to fix, and there wasn't really too much here, and that is committed for 3.18 as we saw. Security Post Korea is what I'm looking forward to the most. They showed visual updates to the station, but this was a big takeaway from the episode.
With this, CS1 and 2, Crimestat 1 and 2, are no longer going to be things that get you shot or get you, stop you from landing at a location. These fines will essentially just be like mini slaps on the wrists. Law enforcement will comment on them when they stop you and tell you to go pay your fines off, but they're not going to be as big of a meaning as they once was. Alongside this, we've also added other ways for the players to get rid of their sort of criminality. The fine kiosks that you can find all around now have a button that allows you to surrender to law enforcement. This gives you the 20% discount of your time served when you go into prison. And as always, this is going to go live, and we're going to continue iterating on it, reading feedback and making improvements.
Now, they mentioned this on Spectrum a while back. In case you didn't hear it, this is a big and huge welcome change to the law system. What do you guys think about it? And then prison is going to get a little update as well. The AI are working and walking around in the caverns, and the mission seems to be going well also. The missions at the Daymar Rex are apparently too easy. So they tweaked those up and made them a little tougher, as well as just, some visual and bug issues as well. There's going to be bunker missions at Crusader now. They're going to use the Siege of Orison platforms for those. It sounds just like all your basic Siege missions. And then salvage is next.
What makes a Reclaimer more profitable or better in comparison to the Vulture? For T0, there is no real difference. So the only difference there is you have more space to store your scraped off hull material. The proper differences only come with Salvage T1. So once we talk about munching and actually like converting proper ship debris into smaller bits, the size of the Reclaimer is definitely an advantage here. What about players that are not interested in any combat scenario or in waiting others to shoot themselves to shreds and then picking up the debris pieces for profit from the hull scraping? Well, we have a solution for you. And the miners of you might already know it. So we will expand our harvestable system to also facilitate to spawn fresh derelicts. And what are fresh derelicts? Basically, they are just the husks of existing ships that have a probability to spawn in asteroid fields or basically around all the Lagrange points. And you will be able to find them using scanning and then approach them like you would do with a mineable and then scrape off their hull. And that is coming in Alpha 3.18.
I'm really excited to see the non-combat versions of hull scraping, and it could be pretty cool. You're out there mining, and then you just come across a big wreck, and you can, call a salvager, have them pay for the wreck location, things like that. Could be pretty neat. And then they also touched on things around repair, where if you do lose a wing, the current repair system is not going to replace that ring. Our multi-tool is not a 3D printer. It just splashes metal essentially on to our ships. Next up is SCL. I will not be covering this. It was titled The Bot Whisperer, AI in Star Citizen. Okay, Bot Whisperer. But hey, if you want to talk about or hear about AI in Star Citizen, the link in the description for the video is there. You guys can check it out. I just don't think covering AI when it literally never works in the PU is a thing. I will absolutely be covering all the cool updates when they're working, right? Then let's move on to other updates. And for those other updates, we start out with a sneak peek, and this one is clearly a ship weapon from the Banu Merchantman. No clue what size, but yeah, it just kind of pointing out there that Banu Merchantman still being worked on. Galactapedia update. The main article is from Hitbox Magazine. It is Hitbox Magazine. It's about it, which is basically just a prop we've been seeing around places like Port Olisar for years. And then, as always, the rest is just details on other planets in the system. Citcon Goodie Pack. This is free for everyone and is a plushie, a Shubin jumpsuit, a grenade launcher. For me, it's pretty mad this year in comparison to previous years. The armor was really neat for the last one. Thoughts on this one for you guys? And then also related to Citcon, Atmo Esports, who's been doing a lot of great things in the community, has an unofficial but seemingly very official after party, because they're getting posts and promoted and everything, called the Babbage Bash. And I know a little bit about this one. You're not going to want to miss it. It's really cool, so feel free to check it out. And that'll do it for this week. My plans for Citcon are we are going to watch it live. Myself and Moist Noodle are going to do a little watch party with you guys, and answer the call style watch party. Hopefully there's a little time in between each panel, and we'll be able to have you guys call in and all sorts of stuff and let us know what you think about it, as well as what our thoughts about it. And it will be brought to you guys by VKB and Monster Tech. So it's pretty exciting. We're going to have some giveaways for you guys. It's going to be awesome. Feel free to check that out. And then I will be on another podcast. I'm not sure if that's announced yet, for the after party of Citcon. So really excited for that, guys. Make sure you check out my Twitter or anything like that for updates on what's going on with all those things. And yeah, let me know what you thought about everything this week. It was quite a slow week, obviously, leading up to Citcon. And yeah, leave some comments below, subscribe, and I gotta go. I'll see you guys later.